Welcome to Stanford. What a magical place. You know, it's kind of an amazing place to be, right? You feel a little smarter walking from the parking lot to the cafeteria. You know, I'm in the sales business, and I spend a lot of time kind of studying the subject matter because I'm a husband and father of 4. And it's my job to provide for these 4 kids, right? Feed them, clothe them, provide education, all that kind of thing. But we're also a frugal family, right? So I like going to the secondhand stores. And I picked up all these National Geographic magazines at the secondhand store. But the one I like the most is this one here, The New Science of the Teenage Brain. So how would you like to be a teenager again? Let's think on this just a little bit. No, I don't think so. Well, in the article, it talks about teenage brain temerity. So teenagers are crazy. They jump off the roof of the house, they drive too fast, they talk to strangers. They also have brain cognition mapping. So they take an experience and they begin to build this experience. And then when they want to do something new, they go back to that brain map and do it again. But we also know that, they're teenagers, so the experience is more important than the logic. So I know this for a fact because, I get reprimanded at my house most of the time because they're telling me, hey, Dad, get off the roof, and why are you driving so fast, and why are you talking to all those people? You might get abducted, kidnapped or something. We don't have ransom money for you. So I think that my brain is stuck in adolescent adventure mode. And to prove my point, let me take you back to 1983, where Steve Jobs is 28 years old. You can buy a hamburger for 15 cents, and I also went to Europe for 2 weeks. But once there, I remember the words of Benjamin Franklin that guests and fish are the same, that begin to stink after 3 days. So because of that, I resorted to hitchhiking. But I didn't know how to do it, so I had to kind of figure it out. It's so unnerving getting in some stranger's vehicle. So this 2-week vacation ended up to becoming a 2-year odyssey. I just hitchhiked and had odd jobs for these 2 years. It's crazy. Learned a lot about myself during this time. I learned that I love the adventure. I love the adrenaline. I like starting new things, meeting new people, new places. But I also have a problem. What do you do when your inner vagabond just does not want to get along with you? It's always kind of, let's go to the next thing. So when I started my sales career, I had to rethink this because oftentimes I felt like I was hitchhiking again. So I started studying the brain of the hitchhiker. So here it is. So this blue area is the adventure. We spent a lot of time on the road kind of looking at the cars and looking at this go-to-market strategy here. I need to get a ride. And then this yellow one here is the adrenaline. So exciting when you actually get picked up, especially if it's a red Lamborghini, which never stop. Then this green one here, this is the money. So we get to our destination, we got to do it all over again. Feels like a sales life cycle. So here's what scientists tell us. This is a brain schema. Take the predominant experience, begin to build upon this over and over again. So what we believe to be true, what we listen to, what we read, who our advisors are, who our mentors are, all matter. It begins to build a brain map inside of us, and we live off these brain maps. So what is your brain schema telling you? I want to know more about it. In 1990, I made my first company, and it was successful because I was at the right place at the right time. And because of this, I didn't know what to do when my future work changed. So my company became my best teacher, but also my absolute worst tormentor, because I have a teenage brain. Adventure, adrenaline, repeat. That's how I lived my life and ran the company. So I have a hitchhiker brain. Over the last 10 years, I've had the privilege of coaching and consulting rising star executives and also founders on their go-to-market strategies. And in doing this work, I found some similarities between learning and also the adventure. So it's a complicated graph. Let me explain it. This is part Simon Sinek, part Black Swan, part Blue Ocean Strategy, and part Stanford. Left-hand side's the money. Down below is the time, 18-24 months, to pay attention to that part. Adventure changed to learning. Adrenaline changed to positive tension. And then pivot and adjust. That changed to a little bit crazy, because this is where founders jump off the roof of their houses. This is where they drive too fast. This is where they get bad advice. If they're not careful, they end up in the circle of doom, which is like living in Mordor, that terrible foreboding place in the Lord of the Rings. They realize that they are stuck, and this sucks. How did they get here? You know, there's a lot happening inside this doom. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. You started off so hopeful, and now life started happening. This yellow area, this is where the devil lives. And also, this is where all that blame lives. You know, the market's terrible, your boss is a jerk, and all this kind of thing that's going on. Full of this low-grade malaise. You know, just the energy's being sucked out of you. And then this doom grows, kind of just hovers around you and can't find a friend. It's full of shame and isolation. All right, it's depressing enough, so let's get out of this doom. This is how you do it. You got to delete this from your brain. This brain schema needs to change to something else. So your destiny, the vision of your future has to be bigger than the current pain, and you can get through anything. Your opportunity, who said you only need one? Maybe 4. Maybe you need to recheck. Maybe it's time to pivot. Your options, how much money do you actually have? What's that dry powder look like? And also for a mentor, you know, who's speaking into your life? Maybe it's time to get another one. Maybe it's time to find a mentor with some scars in this area. Hope, prosperity, success. The green line's going up. Don't quit now. You're nearly there. You just need to get out of the circle of doom. So switch your brain from hitchhiking mode to adult mode. You do not need another lesson. You need a break, and that's coming. Improve your grit and tenacity. Fail faster and cheaper, as we say here at Stanford. Early on, I mentioned hope deferred makes the heart sick. The rest of that is when dreams come true, there's life. Keep growing, keep learning. Thank you. Oh, before I leave, I need to ride back to my hotel. Does anyone have a red Lamborghini?